indeed. We want to go now to Atlanta, the city where John Lewis lived. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms joins us from her home this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You knew Congressman Lewis. You were a friend. What do you see as the nexus between him, his legacy, and where social justice movement is headed next?
Growing up in Atlanta, we have the great privilege of having these giants walk amongst us. So for me personally, John Lewis was more than this historical figure. He's a person you see in the grocery store, that you see at church, that you see out and about around town. And his legacy really speaks to so much about where we are with this movement and this moment in America. What he instilled in all of us was just courage and to do the right thing and treat people in a way that would then in turn have dignity and respect upon all of us. And so I am so grateful for his leadership and legacy. And I don't think it happenstance that his last public appearance was on the Black Lives Matter Plaza, because I think in his own way, he was leaving with us this reminder that the fight continues. And while we have come a long way in this country, we still have so much further to go. And he's passed on the baton to future generations. And I'm just grateful for his life.
You in Atlanta have been facing some battles with the governor. As our viewers know, Georgia was the first state to reopen from the shutdown due to the pandemic. But the governor said this week that it was the racial injustice protests that led to the rise of infections that's happening in the state right now. What role did they play? Why do you think infections are spiking?
Well, I've actually not seen any data or science that points to that. But what I have seen data on is that when the governor reopened our state, people from across the country came to our state. We've seen that track with cell phone data because we were open for business as if we were not in the midst of a pandemic. And the governor has done many things as of late and said many things as of late that quite frankly are simply bizarre. He filed 124 plus page lawsuit against me this week, calling for an emergency injunction to stop me from speaking about his orders. If the governor of this state had his way, I would not be allowed to speak with you today. And so this blame game is most unusual. There were other cities in our state who instituted mask mandates, and he did not push back against them. I don't know if it's because perhaps they were led by men, or if it's perhaps because of the demographic in the city of Atlanta. I don't know what the answers are, but what I do know is that the science is on our side. When you look at the report, that the unpublished report from the White House, we are a red zone state and we are in danger.
Another congressman from Georgia accused you of auditioning for vice president as part of the motivation for your decision to order mask wearing. Why do you think these masks have become such a point of division, given that it is CDC guidance to wear them?
Well, first of all, I'm not auditioning for anything. I have a job that I get up and do each and every day, and that is the job as mayor of Atlanta. And my responsibility as mayor of Atlanta is to make decisions on behalf of the people of Atlanta that will protect our citizens. When I look at the unpublished report from the White House that says that Georgia is a red zone state, what that report says is that there are very clear guidelines that we should follow, very clear metrics that we should follow. Face coverings are one. Atlanta sits in 2 counties in this state, 2 of the highest counties for infection rates from COVID-19. So this is not about politics. This is about people. It's about the over 3,100 people who have died in our state, the over 130,000 who have tested positive. I, by the way, along with my husband and one of my children, are amongst the number of people who tested positive. So this has nothing issue of
Are
politics.
police actually able to enforce this? The governor says you don't have the authority to do it. It's unenforceable. The Atlanta police had no data to say that arrests or ticketing had happened. Why did you have to issue this? And can police actually stop someone and fine them? Has that happened?
They can stop someone in the same way they can stop someone for not wearing a seatbelt in our state. And again, I don't think it's a coincidence that the governor sued me personally, along with our city council personally, after I noted that President Trump came to Atlanta's Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport and did not have on a mask. And I
Hmm.
pointed out that he was violating city law. This is about politics. Our police officers certainly can enforce this ordinance, but at the end of the day, the party that speaks of local control
Right.
has taken away local control and attempting to silence our voices in this state.
I want to quickly ask you, speaking of local control, there's a lot of scrutiny about what's happening right now in Portland, where federal agents have been deployed and are arresting protesters. The local government doesn't want them there. When you see what's happening in Portland, do you have any idea what you would do if this happened in Atlanta?
You know, as a leader of the city, I've come to anticipate the unexpected, and there's nothing that surprises me as it relates to anything that this White House will do. And so it is deeply concerning. It is further inflaming all of the mistrust and distrust that people are in our streets
Yeah.
protesting about. But
All
we
right.
will respond accordingly, and I feel very safe
Okay.
and that law is on our side.
Thank you.